able to jump in and serve in that role. We don't know that. And I think we need to know that in order to determine whether the cuts that have taken place under the DOGE leadership and under the current administration, whether they're too deep. We do not have an accounting of that. But the National Weather Service forecasters are a heroic bunch. They will work tirelessly all day, all night in order to protect the public. And they take deep emotional impact when there is loss of life, such as we had here. So these heroic folks will do what's necessary. I think we, as the public, need to understand whether the agency is being equipped with sufficient resources to sustain a level of effort. Because with climate change, we're going to see more and more, and we have seen more and more of these types of calamities.
Yeah, that is certainly a concern. I just want to let our viewers know this is a video coming in from moments ago of Governor Greg Abbott getting an aerial tour of some of the damage along the Guadalupe River. This is a very widespread area of devastation. And to that point, in 2017, we understand that officials with Kerr County and the Upper Guadalupe River Authority, which manages the river, they had applied for nearly $1 million in FEMA funds to build a flood warning system. This is, of course, Flash Flood Alley in Central Texas. That request was denied without state or federal funding. I heard from former Kerr County Commissioner, former Kerr County Commissioner, saying that a flood warning system just didn't get to the top of the list of funding priorities for the county. Help us understand the importance of that funding for local officials, the reliance on that federal funding for these alert systems, as we're watching this priority of the current administration to slash as much funding as possible, specifically from federal emergency management.
Well, the role that NOAA has in working with emergency managers is to provide the warnings, but then also to educate the emergency managers as to what steps can be taken, should be taken in the event of what type of emergency. And years ago, the Weather Service merely provided the forecast and then left it up to the community to decide what and how to deal with it, including the skill of broadcast meteorologists who have helped to alert people to concerns. But over the past decade plus, the Weather Service has really worked hard, and other parts of NOAA assisting the research community as well, which very much concerns me because that is proposed for complete elimination by the Trump administration. And all of the advances that the Weather Service has enjoyed in forecasting has come from these research efforts. So the idea of communicating with local folks as to how to prepare for these emergencies is part of the job. And it involves also social science and understanding how people choose to accept these warnings. Is there enough time for me to go and pick the youngster up at softball practice, or should I just immediately seek cover myself? That's more of a tornado scenario. Here, the idea of just having a NOAA weather radio available throughout these communities that are in flood-prone areas would unfortunately, I think, be an overlooked but wise decision to have made. Getting local spending, getting local money to work on this probability risk problem. The probability is low, but the risk is immeasurable, given the loss of life that we are experiencing here. And I think far too often the human nature of our communities is spend the money on something that we're pretty sure is going to be happening because we don't have enough money. And with the cuts in the federal budget, where the federal entity has been providing assistance to the local, we're missing that now with these budget cuts that are coming away from the Trump budget as we see it for fiscal year 2026, as is proposed before the Congress. So the issue here, of course, is for the Congress to decide, do we stay loyal to President Trump's wishes, or do we stay loyal to the people who elected us and that we look out for them? Because the cuts that are in this budget are going to leave the people's health and welfare behind, and that should not be accepted.